Today, we're tackling one of the simplest but most overlooked home repairs, replacing weather stripping and the bottom door seal, also called a sweep, on an exterior door. It's an easy fix that'll save you a lot of money by stopping drafts, blocking pests, and cutting down on noise and dirt coming in. And the best part, it cost me under $40 and took less than 20 minutes of actual work time. Compare that to paying $200 or more to have someone else do it. But while I was showing how simple and inexpensive this job is, I discovered another problem with this door: rotting wood that had to be dealt with. So in this video, I'm also going to show you how I repaired that issue with a budget-friendly method that could save you hundreds of dollars if you ever run into the same problem. So let's get started. Step number one, we need to remove the old weather stripping. Now, it's not hard at all. These seals are normally press fit into a groove in the door jamb. So you start at the top. You might have to use a screwdriver to get underneath it at first and just pull them out. There's no special tools required. And if your door is older, the rubber might be a little brittle and come off in chunks, but that's okay. Just keep taking it out and be careful you don't chip any wood while you're pulling it out. So once you have all the old weather stripping pulled out, it's a good idea to take a little brush or something and try to clean all the dirt off. And if there's any dirt inside that groove, just brush it out. Now step number two is just installing the new weather stripping. Now there's two ways you can do this. One is take a tape measure and measure from end to end or from side to side and cut one piece of the weather stripping to fit in the top. Start at the top and then work your way down. Or if the other weather stripping came out in one solid piece, just line up the old weather stripping to the new one and cut it to the same exact size and go ahead and put it in. Start at one side and just keep pressing it inside the groove until you get a nice firm grip all the way in. And then make sure you run your hand across it so that you have a good seal on your door. And always make sure the curb side faces the door so it compresses when the door shuts. Just work your way around from the top, get that finished, then start at the sides. I like to start at the top and work my way down to the bottom. Then once you have that done, that's all there is to put the weather stripping on. Now, let's take care of that door sweep. Now on most door sweeps on the bottom, just take a screwdriver to pull the old one out, stick it in the side, and just push down and just work your way along the bottom of the door till the old one comes out. And you'll notice on this one, instead of having one groove, there should be two grooves inside there so that it holds that bottom sweep firmly against the bottom of your door. All you do is you take a brush, clean it off, or a rag, make sure there's no dirt or anything at the bottom there, then take the new door sweep, measure it to the size of the old one, and just cut it. It cuts easily just like the weather stripping does. After you cut it, just start at one side, make sure it lines up with the two grooves, and just start pushing it up underneath the bottom until it's tight. Go along the whole thing and push it to make sure you have a good firm fit, and that is it. You now have replaced both your weather stripping and your door sweep or your underdoor seal. So for less than $40 for the materials and probably 20 minutes or less, you've installed new weather seal around your door, and it's going to help so much. Look how simple it is. Now here's a little pro tip as you're working on your door. If anything needs to be adjusted, like maybe your latch doesn't close correctly or your hinges, always do those after you install the new weather stripping. And the reason is because with the new weather stripping, it's going to be thicker and have a tighter seal than what the old stuff had. So if you adjust your door before you put the new weather stripping in, you're probably going to have to readjust it again after you put the new weather stripping in because it's not going to fit the same. So put the weather stripping in, close the door, test it, make sure everything latches, make sure your deadbolts lock, and you're finished. You're all done. So while I was working on this door, I found rotten wood near the bottom. Now, here's where I had to make the choice. Do I go ahead and put a brand new door in, or do I fix this? So if you're on a tight budget, here's what I would suggest. Because a new door will probably run you from $375 to over $1,000, depending on the kind of door you get. And that doesn't include trim, paint, or the labor to have it installed if you're not going to do it yourself, which can easily add up to another $500 or $1,000. So you're talking somewhere, could be up to $2,000 for a brand new door. Let me show you how to do a temporary fix on it. Now remember the word temporary. We're going to do a temporary fix, and I call this an extended fix. Why do I call it that? Because I did it on one of my customers. They had the same exact thing, and I told them they were on a very, very tight budget. I was already doing work in the house. I told them I'll go ahead and fix this thing, but I don't know how long it's going to last. I can't guarantee it because it's only temporary. Well, after taking the rust off and fixing this temporary fix, that was 4 years ago, and it still is holding strong for them. And there's been no recurring rust or rot on the door. So in order to repair the door like this, you have to take off all the rust, make sure that your rust is all removed, or else it will come back again. Now you can do it with chemicals, you can do it with sanding, steel wool, or use a grinder if you want to, but be careful because the metal is not real thick on these doors. So after you take off and remove every bit of rust, go ahead and prime it with a good rusty metal primer like I show here. After you do that, I like to put tape to kind of tape it off so I don't spray the whole door. Put the primer on there, let it dry, make sure everything is fine on it, and on the sides where the wood was removed, the rotten wood, and what I used on it is right here, body filler or Bondo. It works great and it lasts a long time. So you just mix it together, you put it on the sides. Before the sides completely dry, because this dries pretty fast, go ahead and take a file. I like to use a wood rasp and start to file it down to get it close to the size you need it, and then wait on it. If you need a little bit more, put a little bit more on it, file it down again until you get the right size. Then put some primer on it, put some paint on it, and you're done. A simple fix. So in total, replacing the weather stripping and fixing the rot took me about 2 hours of actual work time. Now I had to move cameras around and do whatever, and most of that was actual drying time, waiting on it. The actual hands-on work was probably 30 to 45 minutes total. And the whole job, including the door repair, cost me under $80. So what could have cost me close to $2,000 if I had to hire somebody and buy a brand new door, $1,500 to $2,000. Now I went ahead and did it for under $80. So you can see why this DIY project is worth it. It saves money, it saves energy, reduces noise, keeps dirt and pests outside where they belong, and it's an easy fix for you to do. If you found this video helpful, hit that thumbs up, and also if you haven't subscribed yet, please subscribe to my channel. It really helps the channel. Also, don't forget to check out my other DIY repair videos. I've got guides on plumbing, woodworking, home maintenance, and product reviews that can save you a ton of money. I'll put a link up here in the corner so you can go ahead and click on that, and it'll give you a full list of all the videos I have. And remember, if you need any of the products or materials that I use inside this video, stop by your local hardware store and help support them. It helps the community, it helps them, and a lot of times you get better personal service from them. But if you can't find it, I'll leave some links in the description below for the tools and materials that I use today and other ones that I recommend if you can't find them anywhere else, and they'll be delivered right to your door. Well, thanks for watching. You take care, and God bless.